Hey, Tina from CAROBOT, and in this project we'll be learning how to make a very fun two-player game with only two buttons and two LEDs. The objective of the game is very simple. The first person to press the button 20 times as fast as they can wins. For this project you'll need your blue and red LEDs, your blue and red buttons, and 4 jumper wires. You'll also need this CAROBOX setup that we learned how to make in the DJ Soundboard project. The link to the video explaining how to make this box will be provided in the description below. Before we begin, we need to understand how the button works. Basically, the Swiss cheese board is constantly checking if the button is being pressed or not. Let's say the board checks every 1 second. Then if we press the button, the board will see that it's been pressed. Then if we press it again 1 second later, the board will see that it's been pressed again. However, there is a problem. Let's say we hold the button for 5 seconds. Since the board checks every 1 second, it'll think the button has been pressed again when it hasn't. Therefore, if we hold the button for 5 seconds, the board will think we pressed the button 5 times even though we've only pressed it once. To solve this problem, all we simply have to do is create a variable called stop in CAROBOT to stop the board from counting each time the button has been pressed. Now that we understand how the button works, we need to learn how to create the counter variable to count how many times the button has been pressed. Basically, we'll have a variable and we'll call it count. And inside the variable count, we'll have the value 1. Each time we press the button, we have to add 1 to the value contained in the count variable. So if we press the button and it contained 1 already, to show that the button has already been pressed once, then when we press the button again, then we'll have to add 1 to what's already in the count variable, and we'll get 2. Then this 2 value will become the new value contained in the count variable. Then if we press the button again, then the value in count will be 2. We'll add 1 to it to show that we're counting, and the new value we'll get is 3, and this 3 value will replace the 2, and now we'll have 3 in the count variable. In this video, we'll only be using one button, so grab your blue button and place it into your CAROBOX. Then, using a jumper wire, connect it properly from underneath, ensuring the plastic connectors go in the right way. Then, taking the other end of your jumper wire, connect it to input 0 on your Swiss cheese board. Once that's done, you can take your USB power cable and plug it into your laptop or computer, and you're ready to program on CAROBOT. The first thing we have to do is open up Arduino IDE. Then, head to File, click Save As, and save your file as button_game. Then, head to Tools, and make sure your board is connected to Arduino Uno, and your port has been properly connected. Finally, click CAROBOT-EDU 1.0 to open up the program builder. Once we're in CAROBOT, the first thing we want to do is delete this loop block here, so right click and press delete block. Then go into control, grab this program block, place it, and then go into variables and constant and grab 2 set integer variable blocks. Then we'll name the first one stop 1, and we'll name the second one count 1. The next thing we'll do is go to the control bin and grab this if/else block, and we'll place that in the loop. And then we'll go to CAROBOT Swiss cheese and we'll grab this button block and place that in the test notch. Make sure that the pin number is connected to input 0 as we connected our button on our Swiss cheese board. Once we have that done, we'll go into the control bin and grab an if block and place that in the then notch of the if-else block. And then for the test condition, we'll go to test. We'll grab this third block with the 2 equal signs. We'll go into variables and constants. We'll grab this integer block. We'll name that stop 1. And then we'll go into variables and constants again. We'll grab this value block, and we'll change that to 0. The next thing we'll do is go into the variables and constants bin, and we'll grab 2 set integer variable blocks. We'll place the first one in the then notch of the if block, and the second one in the else notch of the if else block, and we'll name both of them stop 1. And we'll change the value for the first one to 1. Basically what this means is that when stop 1 is 0, the board can keep checking if the button is pressed or not, but once the button has been pressed, the stop 1 value will change to 1, which will stop the board from checking. And then once it's released again, stop 1 will go back to being 0 and the board can keep checking if the button is pressed or not. Next, we have to create the counter for our button, so go into variables and constants, grab the set integer variable block and place it in the then notch of the if block. Rename it to count1. Grab the 0, delete it, go into math operators, grab the first green block with the plus sign, go into variables and constants, grab this blue integer block, rename it to count1, and then go into variables and constants and grab this 1 block and place it here. So basically what happens is when the button is pressed, the count starting from 0 will add 1 each time to the variable, so each time the button is pressed it'll go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, etc. The final thing we have to do is create a serial print so that we can see that the button is counting on our computer. So go into the communication bin, grab the serial print block, place that underneath the if else block, then go into the communication bin, grab this glue block with the angled notch, place that here, and then go into the variables and constants bin and grab the blue integer block and rename it to count1. Also, click this message block here and rename that count1 as well. Now we can hit upload to our Arduino board and then open up the serial monitor to see if the button is counting when we press it. If your program doesn't upload, go to Save As, find where your folder is located. So it's located in Arduino, and then Button Game, and then name your file Button Game and click Save, and then try uploading it again. After we've uploaded our program and opened up the serial monitor, if we go ahead and press the button, we can see that it only counts once. And if we press it multiple times really fast, we can see that the board is accurately checking when the button has been pressed and not adding more counts even if we hold it or press it really fast. Therefore, we know our button counter is working accurately. Now that we have our button connected and we're able to count how many times it's been pressed, in the next video we'll learn how to program our LED. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video.